What is wrong with Collingwood Beach? Vegetation planted in 1978 stopped sand drift and provided dune resilience. It achieved a sufficiently low beach slope and no significant wave reflection. Collingwood Beach was healthy. But then it all went wrong. Misguided groups without proper understanding incorrectly overplanted and mismanaged the vegetation. This is the profile of a natural three-zone dune system. This is where Collingwood Beach fits. You can't fit this into this. You get dune stress, causing vegetation overload, poor beach dynamics, lowered beach height, and loss of berm. See the Lamandra. It does not belong on the berm. It belongs in the secondary zone. The wrong vegetation in the wrong place. Sand cannot move naturally. Erosion is exacerbated. Look at the dune wall on the berm. The sand is bound by vegetation. The wall incurs scarping and also blocks the sand. This prevents natural sand movement, making the dune advance seaward. We're losing the beach. As can be seen by this actual footage, there's no berm or dry sand at high tide. The New South Wales Coastal Dune Management Manual states that an adequate berm width should be maintained, especially during elevated water levels, so that normal coastal processes can occur. Follow the high water mark. With no berm, there's no usable beach for beach users during high tide. But there's also problems on the land end. Banksia trees are encroaching onto the public pathway. The roots block sewer lines. The roots lift the pathway, causing a trip hazard. The roots die, causing trees to collapse. The public pathway and the Banksia are on the original foredune. The New South Wales Coastal Dune Management Manual states that Banksia should not be on the foredune. They're specified here for the hind dune. Banksias are now spreading. Banksias are now invading the incipient dune. They're causing ill-behaved dune formation. Look how high this dune wall has become. There should be sand back here. This vegetation belongs further back in the tertiary zone. It's locked out any sand movement from the beach berm. Remember when Collingwood Beach had no reflective sand walls? Notice how much lower the beach height now is. Wave energy is not dissipated. The waves hit the sand wall, become reflective. The vegetation causes a scarp to develop, building higher walls. But it doesn't stop here. Misguided groups with no understanding of beach dynamics want to further plant out Collingwood Beach. Look at what they want for Collingwood Beach. They're saying that this is how Collingwood Beach is supposed to look from Jervis Bay. Who's the authority behind such a profound declaration that defies basic dune principles specified in the New South Wales Coastal Dune Management Manual? Our valuable coastal beaches have suffered from incorrect planting and incorrect dune planning. These tall trees belong way back in the tertiary zone. There's no secondary zone vegetation. There's no berm which should precede the dune vegetation as per the New South Wales Coastal Dune Management Manual. And what about these high trees so close to the shore? This is how a normal dune system influences wind flow. When high trees are too close to the shore, the flow gradient is too adverse, causing the wind to break up into turbulent vortices and eddies. This adversely interferes with normal dune formation and repair. Who controls the people who've applied incorrect principles on our vital dunes, who've not applied the correct vegetation in the correct zones, and who've not implemented proper dune planning? Why have they been allowed to ignore the recommendations in the New South Wales Coastal Dune Management Manual? It's right to ask this question. Already other councils are starting to realise the vegetation mistakes of the 80s and 90s and are implementing dune management vegetation to allow beach dynamics to function naturally. Shoalhaven Council must do the same. It's not too late for Collingwood Beach. Do not let it choke.